totally baseless.
Hey, this is Totally Baseless, where if you're listening to this to get your news, you're probably in the wrong place. My name's John, and with me is a man who makes barbers nervous whenever he shows up for a haircut. Dan, how you doing?
Hey, it took a lot of time to get this beard going.
And a man who lives for the weekend, all 6 days of the week. Dave, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Well, we'll start with the divorce. Everyone's favorite divorced couple, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, are still making news with some very interesting and more personal than you ever wanted to know details about their violent relationship.
Yeah, it's been dubbed the defecation of character trial, apparently.
Oh, man. I think you're referring to an alleged story or a verified story, I'm not sure, where Amber Heard apparently relieved herself on Johnny Depp's bed. Is that right?
As she was trying to relieve herself of him, she also, decided
Took a steaming dump on his bed.
I guess you want to make sure it was clear how she felt about him. In more ways than one, I guess there was some punches thrown and by her to him. And this is over a $50 million defamation or defecation lawsuit because of jobs like Pirates of the Caribbean that he lost as a result.
Yeah, it's been a literal shit show from day one.
Well, she was telling him that they need to work on their marriage and he should get clean. And he was like, I'm never getting clean. He'd rather be drunk and on drugs than having to deal with her. Takes
Maybe
a dump
that's
in your
what
bed.
helped him stay in the marriage as long as he
Well,
did.
yeah. I mean, you try dealing with someone who takes a dump on your bed and cuts your finger off. You got to be drunk and or high.
But then again, if he's never getting clean, are you really that upset that someone took a crap in your bed? Or is he mad that
he's probably taking a few craps in his bed too.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first one that day.
Or the last.
Well, it's like the Motley Crue behind the music where they're talking to Tommy Lee about him being passed out. He's like, so yeah, then I was passed out in bed and I started peeing and I figured, why bother getting up? When you've reached that level of fucked up, does it matter?
Well, Amber might be looking for better counsel during this trial. Apparently, her attorney was asking a question and then objected the answer coming from his own question. I don't know if you know about the law, but typically you don't object to yourself.
Yeah, I don't think the lawyer knows very much about the law. Like it's my first case.
He reminded me of that public defender in My Cousin Vinny, where he gets up all confident, like he knows what he's talking about. Then he starts stuttering and stammering, and then at the end he walks off and he's like, "Nailed it." So I get a little nervous when I have to speak.
The best is the judge going, "Sir, you asked the question."
Well, I guess maybe he had just studied about what objections were the night before.
But yeah, once again, that's like emblematic of how just jacked up this whole their marriage and their trial and this whole situation is. Like when the lawyer can't even figure out what the fuck is happening.
I mean, she does have money, right? She never paid that $7 million that she was going to donate. She kept most of that money, so she does have money for a lawyer. She should get one that's a little bit better than that guy.
I think she called 222-2222.
His phone number starts with 1-800, maybe.
Yeah. If you see your divorce lawyer on the back of a bus, go elsewhere.
These aren't the only celebrities having problems. Kevin Sorbo kind of did a little bit of a self-own. He came out with a tweet that got a lot of jokes going, some pretty hilarious ones, actually. Kevin Sorbo played Hercules on TV, by the way, if you don't know who this guy is. He's not I wouldn't say he was ever A-list. So we do have to explain who he was. But when the article starts with Herculean stupidity, you know you're in trouble here. So he said that if CNN Plus had pronouns, they'd be was and were. So I guess this is a subscription streaming service that was discontinued on a network that he doesn't seem to agree with. So I don't know if you caught that, but was and were are not pronouns, which the Twitterverse was very quick to correct him on?
I would say more like Kevin. Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, once again, Hercules was known for his strength, not his grammar. Because come on, dude, you learned this like in second grade. It's like, do we need to know what the parts of speech are before we tell a joke?
So he tweeted, right? If CNN Plus had pronouns, they'd be was, were. If Kevin Sorbo had a brain, he'd be dangerous.
He might have, yeah.
Or this is a classic. If Kevin Sorbo had wheels, he'd be a wagon, just like my grandma.
Yeah.
If anyone knows that one,
His career could go somewhere, I think, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
More importantly, yeah. I mean, I just always love that this guy's always trying to own the libs, and he just always wanted to backfire. It's like, dude, just stop.
Maybe you ask somebody, before you send that tweet out.
he needs someone to grammar check him or spell check him.
Yeah. There's some hilarious tweets in response. There's a guy with the Twitter handle Jesus fucking Christ, which is fantastic, by the way. His response was Kevin Sorbo is a has/been. And if Kevin Sorbo, a different person, responded with, if Kevin Sorbo had a tense, it would be past.
I think Kevin Sorbo is going to go on some kind of tour with Kid Rock, like idiots on parade. Who can say the stupidest shit for the longest?
Well, not everybody's intending to own themselves. There's a guy who has been coming out with these satirical tweets just to get people riled up on silly things. He posted Snickers would be removing the, now cover your children's ears, dick vein from their Snickers bars to make them smooth going forward, to get the right wing and the culture war, anyone interested in that, all riled up.
Yeah, I'm offended. I like my Snickers like I like my women with a dick bang. Wait. I'm sorry. I must be hangry.
Okay. Hangry for what is what I'm.
You're a different person when you haven't had a Snickers.
He gets very tense.
What I want to know is, it's like the people on the right that are going to like protest this. Great, there's nothing sacred. We can't. Liberals don't even want to have phallic candy anymore.
Yeah, right. The defense would be for phallic candy. So,
yeah. Which, if you're in favor of it, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a strange thing to be defending.
Who doesn't want to bite into a candy bar that looks like a dick vein?
I don't know if I'm going to have a Snickers anymore after this, actually.
You're going to have to think very carefully if you want to eat one.
Sometimes you don't.
Well, you know how sensitive things are these days. When Eminem had a similar issue when they changed their green, sexy, feminine Eminem from wearing high-heeled shoes to just wearing regular old sneakers. And Tucker Carlson actually jumped in on this, saying that it was wokeifying M&Ms. So it just goes to show it's so easy to kind of own people or get them riled up on these things.
So does that mean like that Tucker Carlson has a thing for like M&Ms? He has got like a crazy M&M fetish, and that's
yeah.
Right?
If they were wokeifying it, what was he doing? Sexualizing it?
Yeah.
I like my M&Ms with high heels.
I want them sluttier. Yeah. What's
Eat that M&M.
Yeah. If you're getting upset that a company's like desexualizing candy bars, and that you want it more, that's good Republican values.
Yep. Maybe he's upset that there's too many colors of M&M.
For him, it'd be a big bowl of white M&Ms, and that's all.
I want white M&Ms with fuck me pumps, please. It's like,
and a white veiny Snickers bar.
I think that was his nickname in high school.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think we can agree that there's more important issues out there than worrying about candy and the advertising around that. And one of those is what we're teaching our kids. A man in Florida, of course, that's trying to get the Bible banned out of school districts using the same rule that those same schools have been using to ban other kinds of books. So he's kind of turning the right-wing religious concern against the Bible itself. And as we all know, the Bible does have things like genocide, rape, incest, murder, So he's using that as justification that we shouldn't be teaching those things to our children.
Yeah, this guy is bizarro Florida man. He's like the polar opposite of all these other Florida morons. He's like making a good point. And when you think about it, like if an alien came down and like walked into a school and like someone said, "Here, take this book. This is," you'd be like, it's a pretty fucked up book when you think about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the hypocrisy, I think, that he's trying to point out. But I bet you anything, if these books have guns and violence, there's not a problem with them.
Well, there's no guns in the Bible, apparently. Yeah, not apparently, but obviously.
Yeah. You don't know. Like, there's some redneck version of the Bible where, like, yeah, we're like, Noah has a shotgun as he's getting
the second commandment, the right to bear arms. I think they're getting their commandments and their amendments mixed up. But I was reading that article, and it also said that DeSantis, I guess, celebrated the signing of his bill by removing a book called Gender Queer at a news conference after signing the law. He was quoted as saying, "It's a cartoon-style book with graphic images of children performing sex acts." When asked if he had read the book, he said, "No, I just looked at the pictures."
Is that a real quote?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
I could imagine him saying that, though.
Well, yeah, this guy is Chad Stevens, and yeah, he's trying to point out the hypocrisy, as you said. He said, "My goal is to use the law as our expert politicians in Tallahassee intended. There were no carve-outs for religious texts, so I would assume they meant for them to be in play."
Imagine that, using the laws as they were intended. That's like, what? It's awesome, because if you read the article, like towards the end, he'd also, I don't know if it was a lawsuit or he challenged the different school districts and school boards that would have prayers at their meetings to open the meetings. So you set a lawsuit that, okay, you can have these meetings open with prayer, but you also have to allow me to open with the prayer to Satan.
Yeah, as part of that similar kind of thing, he was allowed to put a Festivus pole in the Capitol's Plaza level, and they weren't able to remove that as well under that same kind of thinking.
They need to put up a statue of this guy in Florida.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Well, as usual, I think we have a lot to learn from the animal kingdom. So we'll switch over to them for a little bit. There's an article that came out saying that male spiders have evolved a post-sex catapult to escape cannibalistic females. And no, this is not the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp trial again.
I don't know.
Johnny Depp was heard to say, "Why wasn't I told about this?"
Yeah.
Got to build up my quad muscles.
Yeah.
Evolution, baby, evolution.
This is the spider's version of hit it and quit it, right?
Those coyote ugly mornings.
Yeah. Gotta go. Pillow talk, baby. Pillow talk.
It says that researchers in China, they found this tiny 0.12 inch or 3 millimeter males of this spider species that can use super fast actions with extraordinary kinetic performance to escape the female's attack.
I think the super fast actions is what pissed off the female to begin with. So maybe
I heard that the researchers, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, Shichang Zhang, he was a behavioral ecologist at Hubei University, stated, "This research may help scientists figure out why men are assholes."
Yeah, they said that there's many other methods for male spiders to survive, including nuptial gifts, pretending to be dead. I think we can relate with that. And cutting off their own genitals or mutilating the females so that they won't be killed by them. But catapulting is a new discovery to spiders.
Yeah, we know. We've been doing that for years.
If I lay here really still, no one will be any wiser.
Maybe it's the pretending to be dead technique, huh?
Maybe she'll get up and leave me alone.
I want you to empathize with me. I want you to say, "I too am thirsty."
It also stated, I guess, that spiders don't exactly mate like humans. They only last about 30 seconds. That's about 20 more than I need.
There's some pretty good spiders.
How do they last so long?
Yeah.
Was that just a spider humble brag? Was that what that was?
So these spiders also have a safety line to dangle near the web where the mating occurred as a means to return in case they want to attempt to mate again. Yeah, of course. That's what all guys do. We'll take off after having sex with the crazy chick, but we'll always keep the number just in case.
There's something hot about a little bit crazy. That's true. There's something about that.
Oh, yeah. Just in
That's
case.
keeping the booty call on the hook.
Exactly. You never get rid of the digits.
This might come in handy later, depending on how drunk the spider gets next week.
When they introduced alcohol, the males were killed twice as often. Yeah.
When those beer goggles are setting in at 2 a.m. in the morning. Who was that crazy chick that was trying to kill me?
Last call at the spider bar.
Yeah. Yep. So obviously, mating is ended by the female, they say. Once they sense the aggressiveness of the females, males catapult off. But if the male cannot sense the danger, it may not catapult before the female kills it or marries him.
So the human version is when the girl says, "Let's cuddle."
Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Out of here.
I want you to meet my parents.
Whoops.
Oh, I gotta go.
I have an early meeting.
Gotta go.
All right, let's go from cannibalistic, terrifying female spiders to a duck that's a hero. That's right. A duck solved a murder by getting away from its owner and leading people to the body of a victim that was missing. Police were unable to find the body, and the duck led the police to the murder victim. And the police chief, and I want to say Police Chief Wiggum, but actually it was the Sheriff's Office Sergeant Mark Walker, said that if I could give that duck a medal, I would, which is the best part of the whole story.
This is either a really smart duck or some Barney Fife level policeman. Because
a little of both.
Yeah, a little column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, they did find her under a trailer, so.
Yeah, I bet you that was really hard. Never thought to look there.
If we follow the duck, what other crimes can we find?
Yeah. Maybe they have the duck working on other cases now.
I heard the duck is now a big deal in North Carolina. He's a hero, right? So the duck is, they're going to be running him against Madison Cawthorn now in the Republican primaries. It's going to be hero duck against dumb fuck.
I vote for the duck.
A lot of people will be voting for the duck.
He is a hero.
Ask me what the duck is quoted as saying.
What does the duck say?
Affleck.
Ah, there you go. But our old friend Marjorie Taylor Greene, a friend of the podcast, a reliable source of content, is not sure that everybody is such a hero when they're helping other people. She was being interviewed about immigrants crossing over and some Catholic groups that are helping immigrants, the Catholic Relief Services, along with other Christian organizations that are receiving federal funds. And I think this was what triggered the comment to assist in immigrants resettling. And she said that Satan's controlling the church because they're helping these migrants, and the church is not doing its job and it's not adhering to the teachings of Christ. And it's funny, of course, they put a quote from the Bible where Jesus says, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in." So I'm not sure which Bible she's reading, but she is sure that Satan is behind all this work for these poor people that definitely do need some help.
If we know one thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene is that reading comprehension is not her strong suit.
Also, how batshit crazy do you have to be to get liberals on board with the Catholic Church? Once again, maybe the Catholic Church is like, hey, I got an idea. If we get Marjorie Taylor Greene to start saying a bunch of shit, everybody will come around and like us now.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I took offense to when she said these people. which people? And then she goes, Guatemala, Mexico. I'm like, damn, woman, you're hitting me right in the gut.
Like, just for you two, just Guatemala and Mexico. We'll go with the other ones. Wait a minute. He's making it personal.
She said, this interview, you can see the video. We'll put the link in the show notes here. And I was like, is this really what she, I'm like, oh no, it's right there in the video, which she might deny later on, but we might have to show it to her again. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene might have something in common with Lauren Boebert, a Republican from Colorado, who also might not have a full comprehension of what love thy neighbor and what Jesus was trying to get across. She said again, this is on video, we'll put the link in the show notes, but she wanted to tell American Christians, don't be distracted by what you are seeing in the natural, which seems to be saying the real world. There are certainly things going on in the unseen that God is doing. So don't get distracted by things going on in the unseen that God is doing. So don't believe your eyes, seems to be her message.
Believe your ears and your nose.
Hit subscribe when you listen to this podcast. That's what she's saying, I think.
These two women with their version of Christianity is really, really weird.
Okay.
Oh, it's a clinical term.
Yeah.
They cherry pick whatever they want out of the Bible or whatever talking points they were given. It sounds like they were given talking points and they completely shit the bed when they were trying to repeat them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if they're taking anything from the Bible, actually, in these.
Yeah, I don't know what Bible they're. Yeah, because
it's not anything from the Bible.
No. I'm assuming there's like a QAnon Christian right group chat that they all speak to each other in, and they're like, these are the talking points that we want to get across. And then somehow when they get out there and start talking, they just
mangle them.
Yeah. They're already batshit crazy theories, right? But they just make them even worse.
Yeah, maybe it was supposed to be like some kind of coherent thought or argument, but it didn't come out that way.
Yeah, she sounds like me.
Yeah, insane is one thing, stupid is another, right?
Yeah, we might be conflating those two.
It's funny, but what I got from Lauren Boebert was she's kind of like saying, God bless America and only America. You know what I mean? It's like, what are the...
Jesus was an American, by the way, born in America.
Yeah, like
he was an American citizen.
Like God
and he was white and had blonde hair.
Like God is only going to protect America because there's not Christians in other countries. It's American Christians, the ones that are God.
The right ones, yeah.
Yeah. God's got a personal relationship with each and every American Christian. I'm done.
All right. I'm glad you got that off your chest. I know Jesus would definitely want you to hit subscribe to our podcast and also our YouTube channel. So go ahead and do that. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
What does the duck say?
Affleck.